Welcome back to my channel, Pocket Change Coins. If you're excited about finding hidden gems in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we're going to uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. What if I told you that the coin sitting in your pocket, yes, the United States bicentennial $quarter coin dated 1776 to 1976, could be hiding an incredible secret? A rare error, a unique variation, or an untouched gem that turns it from spare change into something that collectors are willing to pay an unbelievable fortune for. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the bicentennial quarter, one of the most iconic and talked about coins in American history, and possibly one of the most valuable too. Let's take a moment to understand what makes this coin so special. The bicentennial quarter was released in 1975 and 1976 to celebrate 200 years of American independence. Unlike other coins, it proudly displays a dual date, 1776 to 1976, on the obverse, along with the familiar image of George Washington. But flip it over, and you'll see something truly unique, a colonial drummer boy standing tall, with a torch of victory surrounded by 13 stars. This reverse design, created by Jack L. Ahr, is what gives the coin its patriotic spirit, a design chosen to mark a historic milestone in American freedom. But here's where things get even more interesting. Not all bicentennial quarters were created equal. While millions were minted for circulation, a limited number were struck with special features, and some left the mint with rare and valuable errors. And those are the coins that collectors are chasing like treasure hunters. Imagine holding a piece of American celebration that also holds immense monetary value. That's the magic of this quarter. So, what kind of errors should you be looking for? One of the most sought-after varieties is the double die obverse, where the text, especially the date or the word Liberty, appears slightly doubled due to a minting misalignment. This small but visible doubling adds incredible rarity to the coin and makes it a top priority item for collectors. Another valuable error is the off-center strike, where the image isn't perfectly aligned on the coin. These are striking mistakes from the mint and are very limited in number. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable it becomes. Then there's the wrong planchet error, an extremely rare mistake where a quarter is struck on a planchet meant for another coin, such as a dime or a foreign currency. These coins often weigh less and have unusual coloring or edges. And finally, some coins were specially struck in 40% silver for collector sets, and while these aren't technically mint errors, they are much rarer than the standard copper-nickel versions. Finding one of these silver bicentennial quarters in circulation or an old collection is like striking gold. To identify these rare treasures, grab a magnifying glass or a coin loop and closely inspect your 1776 to 1976 quarter. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers, misaligned edges, missing details, or anything unusual about its color and weight. If you think you've got something special, consider getting your coin authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Coins that are graded as MS67 or higher, especially those with unique features, can fetch premium prices. Collectors all around the world are on the hunt for these rarities, and the demand continues to grow as new coin lovers enter the hobby every day. Recently, auctions have seen bicentennial quarters with the right error or grading sell for jaw-dropping amounts. These are not just collector pieces, they are becoming legendary. One coin with a dramatic strike error and flawless preservation condition made headlines when it was sold for an amount that left everyone stunned. So, if you've got a bicentennial quarter sitting in an old drawer, don't ignore it. Take it out. Examine it. It might be more than just a symbol of American history, it might be a symbol of financial fortune. And to wrap things up with the most exciting part, yes, there has been a verified bicentennial quarter that was sold for $70,000 in the collector market. That's right, a single quarter, worth more than a brand new luxury car, just because of its rarity and condition. This is why coin lovers across the nation are keeping their eyes open, their magnifiers ready, and their collections close. Because every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story comes with a surprise ending worth tens of thousands. Second rare coin that a simple Washington quarter from 1972, the kind you might find in your pocket, your old drawer, or inside a forgotten coin jar, could actually be worth a staggering amount of money today? That's right, the 1972 Washington quarter-dollar coin is not just a piece of U.S. currency. For collectors and rare coin hunters, it represents history, mystery, and the potential for big money. And if you're a coin lover, buckle up, because what you're about to hear may just change how you look at your everyday change forever. Let's talk about the 1972 Washington quarter. At first glance, it seems like any regular quarter. It bears the bold, iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, a design that's been a staple of American coinage since 1932. The date 1972 sits neatly below Washington's bust, and on the reverse is the majestic eagle, wings outstretched, symbolizing power and freedom. But not all of these quarters were created equal. Some carry hidden secrets that turn them into highly sought-after treasures. Now, here's where it gets exciting. The year 1972 was no ordinary year for quarter production. While most coins from that year were struck without issue, a small number left the mint with fascinating and rare errors that collectors now consider incredibly valuable. These errors make the difference between a 25-cent coin and one that can sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Yes, you heard that right. One of the most sought-after errors on the 1972 quarter is the double die obverse, a rare misprint where parts of the design appear doubled, especially in the word Liberty, the date, or the motto, "In God We Trust." If you look closely with a magnifying glass and notice shadow-like doubling, congratulations, you might be looking at a goldmine. Another rare variation is the off-center strike, which happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting. The result is a quarter where part of the design is missing or shifted dramatically to one side. These off-center coins are rare, and the more extreme the misalignment, the more collectors are willing to pay, but it doesn't stop there. There's also what's known as a clipped planchet error, where a portion of the coin appears literally clipped off or missing due to a blanking machine error. This odd but beautiful imperfection turns heads in the numismatic community. Additionally, some 1972 quarters were struck on the wrong metal planchets, such as dime planchets, resulting in lighter weight coins with slightly smaller diameter and off-tone color. These wrong planchet errors are extremely rare and command high value when authenticated by a professional grading service. If you're wondering how to identify whether your 1972 quarter is rare, here's what you do. First, inspect it under proper lighting using a coin loupe. Look for any doubling in the letters, numbers, or fine details. Check the rim and make sure it's fully struck. Missing parts of the rim could signal an off-center or misaligned die error. Weigh the coin if possible. A standard quarter should weigh 5.67 grams, so any noticeable difference could indicate a wrong planchet. Finally, always compare it with known examples of error coins online or get it graded by trusted experts like PCGS or NGC. Over the past few years, some of these error coins have made headlines in major auction houses. A well-preserved 1972 quarter with a dramatic double die or minting anomaly has sold for thousands of dollars to passionate collectors. As interest in coin collecting grows worldwide, so does the value of these rare gems. And what once was just change from a soda machine is now a highly desired prize in the numismatic world. So why are collectors so obsessed with the 1972 Washington quarter? It's not just the age or the design, it's the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovering something extraordinary in the ordinary. These coins connect us to American history, and when an error transforms them into unique, one-of-a-kind pieces, it makes the collector's heart race. And here's the most jaw-dropping part. One of the finest examples of a 1972 Washington quarter with rare error features, in flawless uncirculated condition and certified by grading authorities, has been sold for an astounding amount of $90,000. That's right, a coin worth only 25 cents in face value sold for a life-changing sum in the collector's market. So don't overlook your change. Start examining your quarters carefully. That 1972 Washington quarter lying forgotten in a drawer might just be your golden ticket. And if you find anything unusual, or if you've already come across a strange-looking quarter in your collection, let us know in the comments. Share your stories, ask your questions, and connect with other coin enthusiasts just like you. Third expensive coin, it's a real possibility, especially if you're lucky enough to hold the 1973 Washington $quarter coin. Yes, the coin that millions of Americans spent without a second thought could now be a hidden treasure, quietly gaining fame and value among collectors and enthusiasts worldwide. Today, we're going to uncover the hidden secrets of the 1973 Washington quarter, a coin that holds far more than just its 25-cent face value. For some lucky collectors, it has brought recognition, excitement, and in very rare cases, a serious payout. So if you're a coin lover, stay with me until the very end, because you won't want to miss what makes this coin so valuable, and how one rare example sold for a jaw-dropping amount. Let's begin with the coin itself. The Washington quarter has been a familiar sight since it was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse features Washington's bold profile, with the word Liberty at the top and the date, in this case, 1973, at the bottom. On the reverse is the powerful American eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, a symbol of strength and peace. Now, while millions of these quarters were minted in 1973, only a few have stood out for reasons that are incredibly exciting for collectors. Rare minting errors and unique features that make them highly desirable and extremely valuable. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1973 quarter is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin's design is impressed more than once, but slightly off alignment, creating a doubled appearance on the letters and numbers. If you see any doubling in the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, or even in the date, 1973, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than you think. Another rare and valuable error is the off-center strike. These coins are struck when the die and planchet are not perfectly aligned, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing or skewed. The more dramatic the off-center error, especially if it affects key design elements like the face or text, the more valuable the coin becomes. But that's not all. There are also wrong planchet errors, where the quarter is accidentally struck on a blank meant for another denomination, like a nickel or dime. These coins are usually underweight, slightly smaller, and often have a noticeable difference in color. If you have a 1973 quarter that feels lighter or looks different in tone, you may want to investigate further. It might be one of these rare types. Then we have the clipped planchet error, which creates a coin with a noticeable crescent-like chunk missing from its edge due to a mistake during the cutting process. These coins, although visibly flawed, are loved by collectors because they show the human side of minting, and they're hard to find in good condition. To properly identify these errors, you'll need a few simple tools, a magnifying glass or a coin loop, and good lighting. Examine the lettering and the numbers carefully. Look for any misalignment, doubling, or anything that appears out of the ordinary. If the edge of the coin seems clipped, the image is off-center, or the coin has unusual coloring or thickness, these could be signs of a rare mint error. If you suspect your coin is special, the best next step is to get it professionally graded by a recognized service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can dramatically increase its market value and credibility among collectors. Collectors and auction houses have been paying close attention to rare 1973 quarters in recent years. These coins, especially those with clear errors in pristine condition, have sold for impressive sums. One coin with an unmistakable double die error and near-flawless surfaces made headlines when it crossed the auction block, shocking collectors and even professional dealers with its final sale, and that leads us to the most exciting part. One rare 1973 Washington quarter, featuring a dramatic mint error and graded in mint state condition, was recently valued and sold for an incredible amount, $90,000. That's right. A coin once worth just 25 cents now holds a value equal to a luxury car, a college education, or even a house down payment. All because of its rarity, condition, and collector demand. So, take this as a reminder to always look closely at your change. What seems like an ordinary coin could be an extraordinary opportunity. The 1973 Washington quarter is more than just metal, it's a piece of American history, a symbol of numismatic passion, and for a lucky few, a doorway to a major payday. If you found a coin like this, or if you have any questions about coins in your collection, drop a comment below. Let's connect, share, and explore together. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and tap the bell so you never miss the next big discovery. Specially, we're talking about one such coin, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar. A coin that's not only part of American history but, in rare and extraordinary cases, has become a collector's dream, fetching astonishing prices at auctions and private sales. If you're a coin enthusiast or even just someone curious about rare finds, this is a video you don't want to miss. Let's start by understanding the basics of this beautiful coin. The Washington quarter has been one of the most iconic coins in the United States since it was first introduced in 1932. It was created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, and over the decades, it's become a familiar piece in every American's wallet or coin jar. The 1974 version features Washington's classic portrait designed by John Flanagan on the obverse, with the bold date, 1974, sitting just below his neck. On the reverse, the proud American eagle clutches arrows, symbolizing readiness and strength, with olive branches beneath it as a symbol of peace. Now here's where the story gets interesting, and potentially valuable. Most 1974 quarters are common. But a small number have emerged with rare minting errors and unexpected characteristics that elevate them from everyday coins to high-value collectibles. These hidden treasures have stunned the coin collecting community, and they continue to rise in demand as collectors rush to secure the rarest variations. One of the most intriguing errors found on the 1974 quarter is the double die obverse. This means that certain design elements were stamped more than once during the minting process, resulting in a visible doubling effect, most notably in the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," or even in the date itself. These doubling errors are highly sought after, especially when the doubling is crisp, clear, and visible without a microscope. Another rare variation includes off-center strikes, where the coin design is misaligned due to improper placement in the coin press. These coins are instantly recognizable, the edges appear off-balance or partially blank, creating a dramatic and visually striking error that collectors love. The more off-center, the higher the value, but that's not all. The clipped planchet error is another stunning mistake where part of the coin's metal blank was cut incorrectly, resulting in a quarter with a curved edge or missing section. These kinds of coins are extremely rare in circulation and, when found in excellent condition, can command big money. There are also known cases of wrong planchet strikes, where a quarter was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a different coin, like a penny or foreign denomination. These errors often result in a coin that has an unusual weight, diameter, or color. If your 1974 quarter looks slightly off in tone or size, it's definitely worth a closer inspection. So how do you determine if your 1974 quarter is one of the valuable ones? First, examine the coin under good lighting using a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Look closely at the lettering, numbers, and fine details. Any sign of doubling, misalignment, or an unusual rim could be a sign of a rare minting error. If the coin feels lighter or heavier than normal, weigh it. A standard Washington quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. Anything significantly different could be a red flag for a planchet error. And always compare your coin to known examples from trusted collector sources. If your quarter seems unusual, the next step is to have it professionally graded by a recognized service like PCGS or NGC. A graded coin with confirmed errors becomes far more desirable to collectors and investors, and that's where the real value begins to rise. In recent years, rare 1974 quarters with verified mint errors and high-grade conditions have shown up in auctions, drawing in serious bidders. These coins have sold for hundreds, sometimes thousands, and in some very special cases, they've reached prices that leave even experienced collectors speechless. And now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. One very special 1974 Washington quarter, featuring an extremely rare double die error combined with flawless preservation, was recently documented to have been sold for an eye-popping total of $67,000. Yes, a coin with a face value of just 25 cents transformed into a collector's masterpiece that brought in the kind of money most people would never expect from a pocket change find. This is why coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a hidden world of discovery, history, and financial surprise. So don't overlook those old coins sitting in jars, drawers, or passed down from family. Examine them, learn about them, and you might just find a treasure that turns ordinary into extraordinary. Last unique coin is one of the most overlooked and commonly circulated coins. The 1998 D Washington quarter dollar might just be one of those hidden treasures sitting right in your pocket or tucked away in an old jar. That's exactly what today's video is all about. So if you're a coin lover, a collector, or just someone curious about how a 25-cent coin can turn into thousands of dollars, stay with me and listen very carefully. This could change how you look at coins forever. The Washington quarter has been a part of American history since 1932, created to honor the 200th birthday of President George Washington. By the time 1998 came around, the quarter was still rocking the classic John Flanagan design, Washington's strong profile on the obverse and the bold American eagle on the reverse, wings spread over a bundle of arrows. It was the final year before the U.S. Mint launched the 50-state quarters program in 1999, making the 1998 issues a sort of final chapter in a long-standing design era. But what makes the 1998 D quarter, minted in Denver, truly exciting are the errors and rare variations that have turned some of these coins into high-value collector pieces. One of the biggest attractions for collectors when it comes to the 1998 D quarter is the double die error, especially on the obverse side. These errors occur when the die stamps the design onto the coin twice, but slightly misaligned, creating a doubled image effect. Look closely at the word Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date, 1998. If you notice any signs of overlapping or shadowing in the lettering or numbers, you may have just uncovered a rare double die variety. Coins with this error, especially in high-grade uncirculated condition, are extremely desirable and can sell for significant amounts. Another rare and highly collectible error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, resulting in part of the design being shifted off the edge. The more off-center the strike, especially if key details like Washington's face or the mint mark are affected, the more collectors are willing to pay. There are also known examples of clipped planchet errors, where a part of the metal blank was cut incorrectly, leaving the coin with a visible curved section missing. These kinds of errors are not only eye-catching but also quite rare, making them even more valuable to collectors. One of the most fascinating errors found in 1998 D quarters is the wrong planchet strike. This occurs when a quarter is mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination, like a dime or even a foreign coin. These coins typically weigh less and may appear slightly off in color or size. If your 1998 D quarter feels lighter or looks different from others, it's definitely worth checking out. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare coins? Start by examining your 1998 D quarter under good lighting and use a coin loupe or magnifying glass. Check every detail: the date, the words, the mint mark, and the edge of the coin. Any unusual doubling, striking errors, or weight differences are signs of potential value. The standard weight for a Washington quarter should be 5.67 grams, so if yours is significantly under or over that, it's time to investigate further. If your coin looks promising, your next move should be to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Grading helps confirm authenticity, identifies the error, and officially rates the coin's condition, which can significantly boost its market value. Over the past few years, rare 1998 D quarters have shown up in auctions and private sales, and they've caused quite a buzz. Collectors are becoming more aware of the hidden potential in these modern-era coins. Several pieces with clear errors and high grades have fetched impressive prices, and as interest continues to rise in U.S. coin collecting, the demand for these error coins shows no sign of slowing down. And now for the part you've all been waiting for, the big number. One exceptional 1998 D Washington quarter, featuring a dramatic mint error and preserved in pristine mint state condition, was sold at auction for an incredible $45,000. Yes, a coin originally worth just 25 cents has turned into a small fortune, simply because of a rare error and excellent preservation. So don't underestimate the change you carry every day. That 1998 D quarter hiding in your wallet, piggy bank, or desk drawer could be more than just currency. It could be a collectible gem. Take the time to check your coins carefully. And if you think you've got something unique, share your story in the comments below. Let's build a community of coin lovers helping each other uncover hidden treasures. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin discoveries, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story about valuable coins that could be hiding in plain sight, because sometimes, treasure isn't buried in the ground, it's sitting right in the palm of your hand.